So this is your video tutorial on how to program the board. It's pretty straightforward, but to do so you need to connect the microchip MPLAB ICD in-circuit debugger to the computer via USB cable and to the circuit board via the programming port. You need to apply power, and then on the computer you need to load the MPLAB software. Once the software is loaded, go ahead and click on the config select device used. And this is basically just a step to ensure that it is configuring the right microchip PIC processor, and it should read PIC 18F97J60. There's really no reason this should ever change. It's preset to load that, but it's just to verify it. Once you've done that, go ahead and click on the program or the programmer and select program, and you want the MPLAB ICD2, and this will load up. Basically it'll tell you it's connected to the board, it's verified that it can communicate with it, and then go ahead and click File, Import. You want to select the most recent hex file. The file should be dated. The one that's shown in this video is from May of 2010. So you'll load that up, and that's all there is to it. Finally, the last step is to just click Program, and it'll take a while, but the screen will walk you through what it's doing and how it's programming the board. It takes some amount of time. On average, when you're not running a screen capture program, it'll take about 30 seconds worth of time. There you go. It tells you it's programmed and you're all set. You can disconnect everything, exit out of the program, and move on to programming with HyperTerminal. To do this, you need to connect the board to the computer via the serial converter and the serial port on the circuit board. Go ahead and load HyperTerminal. And what you're going to do now is you're going to program that circuit chip to talk to the internet. Click cancel on this screen. And then you want to go to File, Open, and again it's the most recent version. I believe in this one it's from April. And if nothing comes up automatically, hit Enter on your keyboard, and you should see a menu that will come up. And if you don't see anything that comes up, first make sure in the bottom left hand corner of HyperTerminal it says connected, and if it says connected and you're hitting enter and nothing's coming up, go to troubleshooting. But once you do that, you can click and play around and program the settings. You can get display settings, which will basically tell you what's being displayed, and you can configure the settings. And this is one of the more important steps. You need to do this, and you need to get information from Sloan Poe or the network administrator. And this is where you need your IP address, your gateway address for this specific circuit board in the specific building that it is in. So you can't program all the circuit boards with the same IP address. You can't program, you just can't do that, because then they won't communicate properly. This IP address the network administrator will have, and he'll be able to access this board and grab the data off the board from it. So you go through the steps, you hit enter, we'll move you on to the next one. Backspace will move you, and you can type over what's already there. Don't change the MAC address. One thing you do need to be careful of always making sure that the DHCP is not enabled. Again, DHCP needs to be disabled, or else the board can cause some major problems on the network, and we don't want to do that. Go through and program everything, and just like I said, make sure you talk to the network administrator, and once you're done programming everything, hit save and exit, and you're good to go. You can disconnect and go install the circuit board in a building.